Pleasant Sunday morning sa mga kago-negosyo namin na walang sawang sumusubaybay sa aming programa. We'll make your Sunday morning full of business ideas, interesting topics, and inspiring stories. Pag-uusapan po natin ngayon ang 4-day work week kung saan 4 na araw lamang papasok ang mga empleyado. Pero kung 5 days or more, how do you increase their productivity? And also, we'll know the story behind the non-traditional school. We call it the One School. Dito lamang po yan, kaya huwag kayong maglilipat ng channel. Ako po si Gladys Ray Someru. Welcome to another exciting episode of your #1 negosyo partner on TV. Go Negosyo, Kaya Mo! Ayon sa ilan, mabuti raw ang 4-day workweek schedule. Pwede kasi nitong mapababa ang energy consumption and greenhouse gas emissions. It could also increase productivity and employees' health. At makapagbibigay rin ng bagong work schedule na ito sa mga empleyado ng mas mahabang oras sa kanilang pamilya. May mga iba naman nagsasabi na tayo raw ay nabubuhay sa service and knowledge economy, kung saan marami sa atin aren't paid by the hour. Rather, we're paid for what we know or who we know, o kung gaano natin maayos na pagsisilbihan ang ating mga customers. Being always on for clients, working when the work needs to get done, and contributing ideas when inspiration strikes ay ilan lamang sa mga sistema na nakasanayan na ng karamihan sa ating mga professionals working today. Napaka-interesting po talaga ng topic na yan, mga kago-negosyo, kaya stay tuned dahil sa amin ng pagbabalik ay mas tatalakayin natin ang mabuti ang tinatawag na 4-day work week schedule at aalamin natin ang mga advantage at disadvantages nito sa mga negosyo at empleyado. At pwede nga ba itong implement dito sa Pilipinas? Pati na rin sa kung uring negosyo o industriya ito pwedeng gamitin. Alam niyo ba kung anong industriya sa Amerika ang nagpasimula ng 5-day o 40-hour work week? Ang sagot, the steel industry noong 1923. KSA Magic Skin Whitening is open for dealership. For dealers, you may call 0922-867-2377 or 566-8029. As promised, to help us discuss regarding the 4-day work week ay makakasama po natin ngayong umaga ang mga personalidad na makakapagbigay ng impormasyon at kani-kanilang opinion regarding our topic for this morning. Please welcome Mr. Joshua Mata, Secretary General of the Alliance of Progressive Labor, and of course, Ms. Brenda Villafuerte, Director of the Department of Labor and Employment. Welcome to the show po.
Thank you, Gladys.
Ayan, salamat po. First question ko kay Mr. Mata, ano po sa tingin niyo yung advantage ng 4-day work week schedule sa mga empleyado po muna? Sige.
Okay. Well, sabi nila, it gives us more time for our kids now, no, during the weekend kasi kino-compress mo. Yun yung sabi nila, no? Subalit, maganda rin tignan natin na hindi ito necessarily maganda all throughout dahil one, it lengthens yung oras niya sa bawat araw. And that could have very, very heavy repercussions on the health ng mga workers, lalo na kung magtatrabaho ka ng more than 10 hours a day na, no? May effect yan sa health, no? Probably.
Ibig po sabihin, 4 days nga lang, pero mas mahaba na.
Kino-compress eh.
Oh.
So, humahaba. No? So, una, yung health niya, pwede yung kalusugan niya, pwedeng maapektuhan yan. Tapos, yung overtime, no? Posible magkaroon to ng pagbawas ng kita niya kasi mawalan siya ng overtime.
Ngayon, kay Ma'am Brenda naman, ang question ko po, ito po bang 4-day work schedule, ito po ay applicable po ba sa lahat ng negosyo? Ito po ay may pinipili lamang?
Okay. Hindi po pwede yan sa lahat ng negosyo. So, for instance, hindi pwede yan sa construction or sa health services or sa mga companies na gumagamit ng mga chemicals, no? Kasi yung ating experience diyan, if more than 8 hours na yung paggamit ng chemicals, no, makakaapekto po sa health ng ng tao. Tapos yung 4-day work week, that's possible provided ano yan, mutually agreed by both the employer and the worker. Hindi po pwede yan na basta na lang i-implement ng company. No?
Pero ano naman po ito yung tinatawag na flexi work schedule? No? Ano po yung advantage naman ito?
Okay. Isa-isahin natin. Yung 4-day work week, actually, ang tawag namin dyan is compressed work week.
Compressed.
Kasi under the law, ang requirement is dapat yung worker should work for 8 hours a day. And then, 6 days a week. However, there are companies na 5 days a week lang ang kanilang work week. So yun ang sinasabi na 40 hours per week, no? For this year, we came out with another advisory, and this is on the flexible work arrangement.
Yun,
Yung
pumapasok.
meron tayong other work arrangements other than the compressed work week, like broken schedule, like flexi holidays, no? Ang advantage naman nito is to provide both the employer and the worker with the opportunity na mapaayos nila yung negosyo. Ang sinasabi nga ni Joshua kanina, yung sa compressed work week, it will give the worker more time doon sa family.
Naman,
Oo.
opo. Pero kung katulad ko naman po na may sarili pong negosyo, ano, ako pa ay merong munting negosyo, ito po bang tinatawag na 4-day work week ay advantageous sa isang negosyante na katulad ko o ito po ay disadvantage, Mr. Mata?
Well, I'm not sure kung may advantage o disadvantage to sa mga negosyante. No? I could imagine na nung panahon ng tinutulak ito ng mga employers sa TIPC level, no? Sa Tripartite Industrial Peace Council level, ang isa sa mga argument nila is that mas makakatipid daw kasi sila no? sa kuryente. Subalit gaya ng sinabi ko rin kanina, no? Magandang pag-aralan natin talaga sa karanasan kung ito nga ba ay merong naidudulot na kabutihan.
Kaya nga po ang 4-day work week schedule ba ay posible na ma-implement talaga dito sa Pilipinas? Bagay po ba ito sa ating bansa ngayon na nag-undergo nga po tayo ng global financial crisis?
Posible yun na ma-implement. In fact, some companies have implemented that. Kahit nag-agree na po yung worker at yung employer na implement nila itong scheme na ito, hindi nila pwede itong implement sa company kung hindi po sila magpapaalam sa Department of Labor and Employment. May advantages dyan. Like, for the worker, makakasave siya ng mga expenses na work-related, like sa transportation. Kasi 4 na araw na lang siya pupunta instead of 6 days, no? Pati yung baon niya, makakasave din siya. On the part of the company, ang savings is in terms of the utilities. Yung lesser, yung light and water na gagamitin doon, ano? And then, ang sinasabi nga, more time to bond with the family. Ngayon, on the other side naman ng coin is, mahabang oras kasi yung gugulgulin ng mga workers eh.
At
Instead of
posible
8
po yung
hours,
sinasabi nyo savings ay magamit lang na manggagawa later on sa
Kapag
pagpapagamot.
nagkasakit,
Di ba?
oo.
Baka babaliwala yung sinasabi nyo pong savings na yan at in the end,
Kaya nga
mas gumastos pa ang mga
tinitingnan kung anong
manggagawa.
klaseng company lang ang pwede
Opo.
mag-implement. So, hindi pwede construction, hindi pwede yung may heavy manual labor,
Yes.
hindi pwede yung sa mga health services.
ito ko tingin ko nga Gladys, no? This cannot be implemented na mandatory.
Opo.
It really has to be implemented na meron talagang pagkaka-agreehan, no?
Pagkakaunawaan po,
Pagkakaunawaan, agreement ang mga employer at saka ang mga manggagawa.
Tama ka, voluntary talaga yung scheme na yun.
Kailangan maging
Oo,
voluntary.
Ayan! O, di ba?
Kailangan
Bigla
yung
sila
worker.
nag-agree sila, ma'am. At saka si Miss Villapuerte at saka si Mr. Mata doon sa point na yan. Kailangan mutually agreed.
Dapat.
Di ba? Both parties. Yung employer at ng employees. Ayun po. Thank you very much, Miss Villapuerte and Mr. Mata. Talagang nalinawan po ang ating mga kago-negosyo tungkol dito sa ating usapin, tungkol sa 4-day work week. Marami pong salamat.
Salamat din.
Kung ang 4-day work week o flexi work schedule ay sinasabing pwedeng makapagpataas ng quality, diba? Kwalidad ng employee's performance. Pero kung 5 araw sa isang linggo, o mahigit pa nagtatrabaho ang isang empleyado, paano nga ba mapapataas ang kanyang productivity nang hindi kailangan bawasan ang kanilang trabaho? Aba, nako. Yan pong ibibigay namin sa inyo sa aming pagbabalik, kaya tutok lang. KSA Magic Skin Whitening is open for dealership. For dealers, you may call 0922-867-2333 2377 or 566-8029. A big challenge in running a business is retaining employees. Hiring and training new employees ay karaniwang mas magastos and time-consuming na rin. So you have to make sure that the ones who do stay are loyal to the company and much more productive. Dito sa Go Negosyo, we'll give you ways on how to make your employees more productive. First, make work more fun. Encourage people to stay engaged by adding a few elements of fun into boring tasks. Pwedeng magpatugtog ng isang dance music o allow pets at work 1 day a week. Second, challenge employees to do their best work. Encourage pride in their work sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay sa kanila ng difficult tasks and the tools to complete them effectively. Third, reward employees for completing tasks or to motivate them to take on new tasks. Implement creative rewards na pwedeng personalized parking space, a plaque for their favorite break chair, or a gift certificate for a massage, o diba? Bigyan rin ng pagkakataon ng inyong mga empleyado to come up with ideas for rewards. Fourth, keep communication with employees open. Makinig sa kanilang mga complaints and pay attention to the problems going on in the workplace. O maglaan din ng oras para sa ganon pakinggan ng kanilang mga suggestions. And, last but not the least, use money to keep employees from looking elsewhere. Pwedeng magbigay ng small bonuses or raises to loyal employees. Set up a raise schedule. Sa ganitong paraan, employees can see what awaits them if they choose to stay. Sa eskwelahang ito, hindi lamang raw papel at lapis ang sukatan ng tagumpay. Instead, one-on-one instruction with business and personal mentors are required, and self-knowledge is supported. KSA Magic Skin Whitening is open for dealership. For dealers, you may call 0922-867-2377 or 566-8029. Pinoys are not very open to exploring other options pagdating sa education. We're very traditional and concerned with branding na dapat ang mga anak natin na ipasok natin sa isang popular and traditional schools. Ang mindset na ito ang gustong baguhin ng isang non-traditional school called the One School. Set up by business-minded individuals, Francisco and Mary Ann Colaico, Lex and Cheese Ledesma, and Andy and Agnes Pereira, ang The One School ang nag-iisang institusyon dito sa bansa that has adopted an educational philosophy called the Harkness Method.
The One School is actually a college and we have several programs, but basically it's a center for alternative education because what we believe is that there are many good schools out in the market, but almost everybody is doing the same thing. Well, when we started the One School, we were really a bunch of entrepreneurs. Really, my background is in entrepreneurship. I have many businesses, and so I felt that when we were in school, we weren't learning the things that were really required to succeed outside of the classroom environment. And so the metrics for success inside the classroom and outside of the classroom were actually very different. So we're trying to create a learning environment that adapts to what is happening so that as people get out of school, they have the tools required to succeed. It's not that challenging to put up a school like this because, for example, myself, I was definitely a non-traditional learner. I was one of those students that wasn't really that successful in the regular classroom environment. And yet, when I graduated, I was able to succeed outside when I was putting up businesses already. And then when I studied in the US and I did my master's degree, I also was very successful. So I just look at myself and then I see the things that I need and I try to adapt accordingly.
Premised on roundtable, discussion-type instruction, naniniwala ang The One School, students aren't empty vessels waiting to be filled, kundi mga co-facilitators in creating positive growth.
I was in a more traditional school around 4 years ago, but I wanted to change. I realized that I wanted something not so traditional, something that will allow me to give me the freedom to put up my own business. And then I heard about the One School, and I realized this is the perfect school for me.
We're really trying to build a personal relationship between the students and the teachers. So the students become advisees of mentors that are actually guiding them through the education. Also, we don't believe in a very traditional academic environment. We believe in a lot of project-based learning and really keeping things fun and interesting. We're constantly bringing in new ideas, new people that can become role models for our students. Well, I think the first thing is that we have the first thing which makes us very non-traditional is we have very small classrooms. When you get 50 people in a classroom, there's just no way that the teacher can remember even 50 names. And if the teacher is teaching 3 or 4 classes, that's 150 to 200 students that they have to remember. And we believe that the interaction between teachers and students is really where the magic happens. If the teacher is inspirational and is a role model and is successful even outside of the academic setting, then he or she can bring that into the classroom environment. And our teachers are really the best and the brightest. They're the people who have succeeded in the outside world.
Pero ayon kay Lex, promoting a non-traditional school can prove to be challenging and difficult.
For our marketing, really, it's really more word-of-mouth marketing. We have very, very happy students here and very, very happy parents. And they can also go to our website, theoneschool.org. But more than that, it's really parents and students that come here and they tell me, Lex, for the first time, I'm happy. For the first time, I'm coming to school and I find that this is a pleasurable experience. We don't think that learning should be a painful experience. We think it should be a pleasurable experience. And yet, the students are forced to work, but they're forced to work on things that they really like doing. And if you talk to my students, and I think you've spoken or you will speak to some of my other students, you will see that they have that passion, they have that drive. They're the students that are going to make it out in the world because even when they're in college, we help to nurture themselves both on an intellectual level as well as on an emotional level.
Ayan mga kago-negosyo, I hope marami kayo natutunan sa panel discussion natin kanina regarding the 4-day work week. And I hope na ilista ninyo ang mga tips namin on how to make your employees more productive. And for sure, you are now considering sending your child in a non-traditional school. Don't forget to grab a copy of Joey Concepcion's 55 Inspiring Stories of Women Entrepreneurs and the 21 Steps on How to Start Your Own Business, written by Dean Pax Lapid and Mr. Ping Soto, available at all major bookstores nationwide. And for more information, you may log on to www.gonegosyo.net o tumawag po sa mga numbers na nasa inyong screen. Maraming salamat sa aking mga sponsors Nula, Pink Manila, Dr. Vivian Sarabia, Dr. Nina Rodil de Luna of Dental Focus, KSA Magic Skin Whitening available at Watson 7-Eleven, Star Mall, Alabang, and SM Fairview. For dealers, you may call 0922-867-2377 and 566-8029. Kids Ahoy! Krisha Shoes and Reyes Hair Cutter Salon. Hanggang sa muli, ako po si Gladys Reyes Someru. Ito ang all new bigger, better, and brighter #1 negosyo partner on TV. Go Negosyo, Kaya Mo!
Sulong laban, wag uurong. Pakinggan sa iyong puso ang sigaw na dati bulong.